While the new restrictions are in place, Oregon's current spike in cases has meant few school districts have been able to take advantage of the state's more relaxed metrics for going back to in-person instruction. Today, Fox 12's Simon Gutierrez had a chance to talk one-on-one with the director of the Oregon Department of Education and get his read on what's next for schools. He joins us live in Northeast Portland with more on that conversation. Simon?
Yeah, Colt Gill says he's optimistic that more students will be able to get back into classrooms over the coming weeks and months. But he says even the schools that have been able to open back up have faced challenges due to COVID-19.
We have had a couple of cases of COVID-19 in Oregon tied to schools that were open to some level of in-person instruction. What have you learned from those cases?
While we don't see a lot of cases transmitting from one person to another in our schools, we do see cases introduced in our schools on a regular basis. That causes two destabilizing factors for us. The first one is that the schools need to quarantine individuals who came into contact with the person with COVID-19. That creates instant childcare challenges for families. And then the other challenge is that if a staff member enters a building and they are exposed to COVID-19 or become a confirmed case, then they oftentimes have contact with many other staff members, and that closes entire schools down rather quickly.
Do you think it's time to think about ways to get kids back in school, even with the high case counts?
The metrics are under constant review. I know that we'll see more adjustments as we learn more about how to mitigate the spread in our schools. As more testing capacity becomes available in Oregon, the current metrics allow for in-person instruction at much higher case rates, right up to what the CDC calls the highest risk of transmission in schools.
How confident are you that students will be back in class at some point this school year?
I'm still hopeful that we have more testing coming in the new year, that we have a vaccine that's coming closer to reality, and that we're still learning more and more about how COVID-19 spreads in a school setting, and that those three things and the shorter quarantine period that the CDC just named, all of those will help us open our schools to in-person instruction with far more stability than we're able to right now.
And that was just part of our lengthy conversation with Colt Gill. Coming up tonight at 10, we dig a little deeper into schools and COVID-19, some of the challenges there, and also the new COVID-19 vaccine and whether students may eventually be required to be vaccinated against the virus to get back into school. I'm Simon Gutierrez, Fox 12 Oregon.